360.
Okay, started recording. Let's do it again. So the equation that you need to know is the angle. So angle is whatever the size of the angle is here, that's 110 divided by 360 times it by 2 pi r. So you work out.
110 divided by 360 is 0.305. So then we have to do times 2 times pi times r.
So 110 divided by 360 and then times by 2.
And the radius is 5?
The radius is 5, yes. They gave the radius, so...
Then it's 9.58.
So is it 9.5? Okay, now we work out the perimeter of the sector. Give you answers to... So angle arc size... Yeah, so 9.58. I'm just thinking, let me quickly just do one. Sorry, let me just quickly see what's the size actually. Calculate sector arc perimeter. Okay, just want to see the equation if I've got the equation right. Yeah, so 2 pi r, yeah, do 4 significant figures. So that's not giving angle. All right, let's do angle here. Okay, let me just quickly stop this and show you the equation. So what I did is I just quickly look at the equation. So hey, if you got angle, you've got radius. So you do here, they done 360 over 360. Then you times 2 pi, which is pi, then times by 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they got 4.31. The perimeter of the whole sector is therefore, then you times it plus 8. Why are they adding 8? Because, oh, there's going to be 8 sides here. 8 sides will make the whole circle. Whole sector, because the whole sector, this is only part of the sector. So our question had, work out the perimeter of this sector, but it's not, why are they, it's not the whole sector. Yeah, the answer should be 9.8, but they're not asking you to work out the whole sector. You've got to find another one. Sector of a circle, area, perimeter, length. Let's look at this. It was forbidden. Okay, so again, perimeter is times 2 times 45. Oh, it's not working, it's not giving. Okay, so we will go by what you done, is 9 point something. I'm just going to make sure the formula is right. So this is the formula we use. Yeah. 2 pi, which should comes to 9.58, something like 9.59. But they're saying they're adding 10 to the answer. That's what I'm confused about. So if I show you the answer, I don't know why they've added 10. Okay, so they got 110 divided by 360 times by 2 times pi times 5. Then they added another 10. I think it's because of 2 sides. There, that's why 5 and 5 here. They've added another 10. I'm not sure why they added another 10 here. Because here it doesn't show them to add another 10. Reveal the answer. So you got perimeter is 15. This side is 15, but they didn't give the angle. plus 2 times pi, which is 35. This is different from our one. They haven't, okay, I think I got it. First, we find this arc. We use this equation to find this arc size, right?
Yeah.
Then we add the two lengths together. So that's what they did here. Then they added 10 centimeters here. They done 2 times 10. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Let me explain it to you properly. So what they did is, what you have to do is to find the arc. So you find the length of this arc first. So to find the length of the arc, you do 110 divided by 360 times 2 pi 5. 5 is the radius, 2 pi r. So r is your 5. Then you add those lengths as well. So I'm going to change the color. Then you add the two lengths, which is 5 here and 5 here. So that's 10. So that comes to 9.59 and plus a 10. So that answer should be 19.59. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, this is getting recorded, so go through the recordation. Okay, so the next part is, now, again, we find the arc, and then we add up the 2 sixes. So you're gonna do that yourself? So remember, arc is angle divided by 360, then times 2 pi r.
Okay.
So the angle is already 90 there, they made it easy.
So I have to do the angle, which is 90 times, no, divided by 360. So that's 4 times 2 times pi times radius.
2 times pi times radius, yes.
So 4 times.
So first, 4 times pi times r.
Times 6.
Not times 6. Oh yeah, times 6 for the radius, yep.
75.36.
Now, you times it by, where did you get 4 from? I'm confused. Why did you get 4?
Because 4 is 90 divided by 360.
Oh, okay. So 90 divided by 360 should give you 0.25.
Oh wait, no, it's not 4. Yeah.
0.25. So 1 over 4. You can write 1 over 4. 0.25 is the same thing.
0.25 times 3.14 and then times 6. That's 4.71.
Well, no, there should be 2 pi's though. There should be 2 pi times r.
So I can just do times pi again.
So you should have done here. That should be the equation. So it should have been 90. Or we know it's 90 is 1 over 4. 1 over 4 times 2 pi and then r, right? So 2 pi r should give you 2 times 3.14 times it by 6, which should give you 37.68. Then you times this by 0.25. And your answer should be, oh, that's still wrong, isn't it? Yes, no, your answer should be 9, this should be 9.42.
Yeah.
Let's see again, let me see again. So 2 times 3.14, 6.28, times it by 6, 37.68, yes. Then times 5.25, 9.42. Then you add the 12, 6, and then you add the two sides. So you add this. So this 9.24 is the perimeter of this side, right?
Yeah.
Now we add 6 and 6. So we add another 12.
Mm.
So the answer should be 20 plus 12, 21.4. That should be your answer.
Yeah.
But they're asking for the find. You want to find the perimeter. So to find the perimeter, you also have to add those. So this is a sector. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you do the next one. So you've got first find the perimeter of the arc, then add the two sides.
Should I do the same thing?
They're
So
not,
84.
listen, they're not asking for perimeter this time. They're asking you for the area.
Do I do the same thing? So 84 times.
Okay. So
No,
you
84 divided by 360.
But this time you use a different formula. So you'll do the same thing again, first part. So you do angle over 360. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then what's the, how do we work out the area of a circle? What do we use?
Pi.
So we use pi, yes, but what's the formula?
For a circle?
Yep.
It's pi times radius squared.
Radius squared, very good. So we do pi r squared. So that's it. So this time they're asking you, not the perimeter, they're asking you for area. So we just use this. So angle divided by 360 times pi r squared. So you don't have to add anything. You just have to find what's the size of this. So you use that formula, remember this formula now, to find the area of a sector, angle divided by 360, then whatever the answer, you times it by pi r squared. So here, 84 divided by 360, let me change the color. 84 divided by 360, then times pi 3.14 times it by 45 squared. So 45 times 45 times 3.14, that's a big number actually. 638.50. So that's 8.5. So if I times this by now, 84 divided by 360, your answer should be 1480.
Yeah.
That's your answer. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Just double checking it. Yep, it's coming to actually 148.3, but it's saying three significant figures. It's coming to 1483. So maybe you could put 83 there instead of 0.
Mm.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first. Now you could do the next by yourself. So work out the area of the shaded areas. So that's tricky. So what you're gonna do is work out first you're gonna work this out. So there's two parts. So first you're gonna work out this side, right? Area of this. Then you're gonna work out the area of the whole circle. So find the area of the whole circle, and then minus from the whole circle this part. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's tricky. So first, find the area of the sector. So 36. No, we could easily find it out actually. Wait, you don't have to do this whole thing. Okay, We know circle adds up to 360, right?
Yeah.
I could minus 50 from there. So I'm left with 310, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. You don't have to do anything else. That's the 310 divided by, I'm doing the answer for question for you actually, 360. Then times it by, we know this is the pi, this is the radius, right? So we could do pi r squared, pi 12 squared, and that will be your answer. So that will give me the area of all this. So if I do it on my calculator quickly, 310 divided by 360 comes to 124. It's 389. So it's come to 300. Let's make it 390. So that's your answer. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, next one, I'm not even helping you. So you have to do everything yourself. Once you finish, then I'll go over it.
So, oh, it doesn't give the angle?
So now you have to find x. You have to find the angle. So the area of an arc is 13 centimeter circle radius. So that's, they already gave you, this is already 13. This is 16. The radius of a circle is 16. Calculate the value of x. This is a bit of algebra question. So you have to put it into that formula first. So what you should have do, I'll start you off. So we know to work out the, so we'll have done area, x, angle, divided by 360, right?
Yeah.
The length of the circle center is, then we do times 2 pi, the radius is 16. So 2 pi r to get the radius. That should be equals to the arc, perimeter arc size. So that equation gives me the arc, which is 13. Now using this arc, you could rearrange it and find x. How would you rearrange and find x?
We'd have to do x times 360.
Not x times, x has to be the subject.
So it has to be x equals.
Yeah, x equals, yes.
So x equals.
You try doing it. This is an algebra question. I've gave you the formula. You try doing it. Then if you can't do it, I'll help you.
X equals 2 minus 2 pi or 2 divided by 5?
Why are you doing 2 divided by 5? Rearrange it. Rearrange everything. So the first thing you should do is, the first thing you should have done is take the 360 to the other side. That's the first thing I would have done, because 360 said divide. So I'll take it to the other side. So 360 times by what? What's 360 times by what? What's already on the other side?
Minus 2 pi.
No, what's already on the other side? 360 times
16.
It's not 16. What's on the other side? 16
13.
Is 13, yes. So times it by 13. So that's the first part done. Now you've got 2 pi r, which is basically also getting times, but if you have to take it to the other side, 2 pi r. So if it's at the moment multiply, if you take it to the other side, it becomes
Divide.
Divide. So 360 times 13 divided by 2 pi 16. That's it. That's your x. Now you could easily work out what is the size of the x. So using this formula, work out the size of x.
Oh, so 3, 6. The
So
top
do it
half
on
is
a
4,680.
Yeah, do it on a calculator. So then you could find the angle of x now. I've already done it. So yep, divided by 2 times 3.
6.28 times 600.
So the answer should be 46.8. From top of your head, you know 46, 468. The answer should be 46.6 actually.
Yeah, 46.57.
Okay, so basically, let me explain. We know the arc size is 13. We know the formula for arc was angle divided by 360 times 2 pi r, right? So we use this formula, whatever the value they gave me, to equals to 13. Then we just rearrange everything and find the value of x, and the x is 46.8 or 46.9.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's getting recorded. I'm going to upload yesterday's one and today's one on YouTube together.
Okay.
Okay, so that's done. Okay, now calculate the area of the fan. So that should be easy. Calculate the area of this.
So
So remember,
that's a quarter circle or just an arc?
the quarter, you got angle here. You can't say a quarter. They gave you an angle. If they made it 90, then you can say it's a quarter. So what's the formula to calculate the area of the sector? We went through it in the previous questions. Write me the formula first, so I know what you're doing.
Okay.
Somewhere write me the formula, so I can see you're doing it right. Yeah, your formula is correct.
So it's half.
Where did you get half from? I'm still confused. What is the formula? Write it for me, please. Write it on the screen.
You have to. No, you have to like divide that. So it's A, right? Or
That's A, your angle, yes. So angle divided by 360, and then what do I times it by?
pi times. Wait, no.
No, but we're not looking for the perimeter, we're looking for the area. Yes, pi times r what?
Squared.
That's it. Now, using that formula, you could work out the area. So use this formula and work out the area for me.
So it's just 110 over 360,
Yeah.
which is 0.305 times 3.14.
Yeah. Times squared is 100.
Times pi. I mean, no, times radius, which is 12.
12 squared is 144.
And then I have to square it.
Yeah,
And
so
I get 131.882.
you should have got 138.
Oh.
The answer should be 138. Okay, so that's fine. So the answer here is 138. Now, end of a fan is shaped as a sector of a circle radius r with an angle of 120 at the center. Show that the perimeter of the fan is, so you have to show the perimeter of the fan is 2 over 3 r 3 plus pi. Okay, this is a tricky question for you. All right, what I'll do is I'll do that for you. So basically, what they're asking us to do now is show that perimeter is equals to this length. So the first thing I'll do is write the formula down for working out the perimeter. So the formula was, let me get my pen out. We use angle over 360. Then do 2 pi r. That gives me the arc size. Then we add 2r, the two lengths. So then we add these two lengths. Oops. So this is to find the perimeter of an arc, right? So using all this information, let's work out if it is 2. So first part we'll do is 120 divided by 360. Then we have 2 pi. We don't know what the value of r is. So I'm just going to put r there still. They haven't told us r, plus 2r again, right? That's the first part. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now the second part is I am going to rearrange everything. So I'm going to simplify it. So 120 divided by 360, it gives me 1 over 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was 1 over 3. Then I could put 2 pi r again. So all I'm doing is simplifying everything to make life easy for me. And then 2r. Just the second stage. On the third stage, I have to now, I'm going to take the 2r outside. So I'm going to take this 2r outside. So I'm going to change the color again. So here, I'm going to take the 2r outside and put it inside a bracket. So this part will be 1/3 and the pi is left, right?
Yeah.
So 1/3 pi and plus, I've got 2r here, so I'm just going to put 1. Okay, so that's basically, that will give me the first part, this part, and that will give me the second part, this part, right? First and second.
Yeah.
1 and 2, so you need to number it. So that's the first part done, and now change the color again. And then the third part, I have to come to this scenario, the way they done it. So if I break this down, I am left with, if I bring the 1/3 outside, if I times 1/3 by 2r, so I'll get 2 times 1 is 2, then 2 over 3. So what I'm doing, I'm timesing this. I'm taking this up now. So if I take it up there, I also have to take it up there, right? So 2 pi r, then I am left with only pi inside there now, because, and this becomes 1 over 3. Oops. 1 over 3. So now you could see it's the same thing now. So I've got 2 over 3 is here, the first part, the r is here. All I did is took that 3 away from there and made it into 1 times pi, so that becomes there, the pi is there. Now I have to solve this part, it's still 1 over 3, so no, I don't have to solve it actually, because 1 times 3 is already 3, so 1, I don't know why that, 1 over 3 is already 3. So that should be 1 times 3. So I don't know why I divided it. So I made a mistake here. So this 3 is going there, it's timesing it by 3. And that's it. So now I've got this equation here. So let me rub out all the messy bits. Did that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So 2 over pi, yep, I've just got the pi in front, then the 3, but it's the same thing. So I've just showed, using this formula, I put those numbers in, then I know 160 over 360 is 1 over 3, 2 pi r is the same. I take the 2 pi outside, so I got 1/3 pi plus 1. Then I take the 3 to the other side. So if I take the 3 to this side, it's 2 stays to divide, so 2 over 3. If I take it to this side, I'm timesing it, so 3 times 1 is 3, and the pi is still inside the middle. So I get the same answer as this. That's why 3 marks is not too difficult. As long as you know the formula, things will be easy for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, please go through it in your own time. I'm doing the video.
Okay.
Okay, now you try do this one, and then you do it, then I'll try to help you if your answer is wrong. You do the whole thing. Read it and understand it first.
Mhm. So I've got to get the arc, right? Oops.
So in the diagram, a sector of the circle of radius 9 is shaded. The area of the sector is 72 pi. Calculate the x. So calculate the x. So they're saying the whole area of the shaded area is 72 pi. How will you calculate the x? So you need to use the formula. So first, the area is x over 360 times 2 pi r. So use this formula. And then you know the area is 72, so you could easily work it out. Rearrange everything. So you try doing it. You try writing whatever you have to, then I'll have a look at it.
I don't really get it.
Okay, so normally the area of a sector, this is a sector, this is 3/3 sector. So normally the area of a sector is, we do angle, which is this angle here, x, so angle over 360, right?
Yeah.
Always write the formula so you don't get, you know what you're doing. Then we times it by pi r squared, right?
Yeah.
So that's the angle, right? What they're saying, all this should equals to 72. All this should equals to 72. 72 pi, I mean. Now using this, they're saying, work out x, work out the size of A. So let me change the color again. So A is now my x, because this is the angle x, over 360, pi, r is 9, sorry, so r is 9 squared. So 9 times 9, I'm just going to call it 81. So 9 times 9, I know is 81, right? This is 9. And then that equals to 72 pi. That whole thing should equal to 72 pi. Now, let's rearrange it. First, I'm going to take the 360 to the other side. I'm going to take this 360 to the other side. So I'm going to have 72 pi times 360. I'm going to put a dot so you understand. And that should equals to x is 2 left on this side and dot pi 81. Now, to find x on its own, all I do is, let's use a different color again. X is now equals to 72 pi times it by 360 times it by 360. Then I have to bring this to this side now. So if I bring it to this side, what's going to happen? This is times there.
It's going to become divide.
Yes, divided by 81 pi.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it. Whatever the answer is here, you put those figures into your calculator, and whatever the answer, 72 pi times 360, 80. So the good thing is, look, that's a very good, well, all we could do here, I could cancel out those 2 pi's. I could cancel this one out and this one out. So you could just work out 72 times 360 divided by 81. That will make your life much more easy. You don't have to put 3.24. And that will come to 320. That's it. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go on to it. Let's clear this. Now you try the next one. without my help, then I'll come and help you. So the angle shows AOB is 50. The area is 20 square centimeters. No, they're not. Now calculate the perimeter of the sector. So you have to work out the arc and the other two. So the area is 20 pi. The whole thing adds up to 25. So there's two different calculations you have to do first. So you know the so area is equals to 20 pi.
So we just do the arc length. We don't have the arc length.
You don't know what the arc length. Yeah, you could find the arc length, but first find the area. First find the radius, then you could find the arc length.
Yeah, you could do the arc length plus 2r.
Yeah, so first find the area and find the radius first.
The radius is this, and then this is the arc, right?
Yeah, the radius is this, yeah. So
And the curly bit's the arc.
And yeah, A to B is the arc.
So I have to find the radius first.
Yes, you have to find the radius. Without the radius, you cannot find the perimeter.
What's the chord?
Sorry?
What's the chord of a circle?
What are you saying chord?
No,
You're saying the sector. Chord, we'll look at this later on. Okay, what's the, well, first write me the formula to find the area of that sector.
of the sector.
Yeah, write me the formula. How do you, what formula did we use to find the area of that sector, of a sector, circle of a sector?
We can just do the arc length plus 2 times radius.
Okay,
Right.
no, but that's not,
Two
that's
of the
the
radius.
perimeter. We're not looking at the perimeter first. First, I'm saying write me the formula of the area, not the perimeter first. First, find me the, write me the, what's the formula for the area? That's been going through this all this time. So you didn't memorize it still. So how do we calculate the area of this sector? What formula did we use? So you keep on forgetting, you need to start remembering all this stuff. If you don't remember, it's going to be a problem. So we used angle over 360.
Over 360. Yeah, now I remember.
Then what do I do times it by?
Times pi times radius squared.
Radius squared, yeah. So we don't know what the radius is. But what does all this add up to? What they're saying that does it add up to now?
The area?
Yeah. What is it adding up to? What's the total?
The area.
Yeah, this area, what's the total they're saying at the moment is?
20 pi centimeters squared.
Read the whole thing.
Yeah, it says it has 20 times pi centimeters squared.
It's adding up to 20 pi, that's it. Now, what you need to do is rearrange this and find A. Not A, so A is 50 actually. So I'm going to take this out. So A is 50. A is 50. So the angle is 50 here, right? And you rearrange this whole thing and find R. Go on, you try doing it. So rearrange and make R the subject. Yep, that's the first part. Very good.
Like that?
Well, why R squared? Where's the pi gone? You still have to carry the pi R squared. Divided by pi R squared. Now you could cancel out the 2 pi's. So now you're left with 360 divided by times 20 divided by r squared, right? But you still have to make r the subject. Why have you got r squared here? Wait up. Why did you bring the r squared here for? All right, so what you should have, so that r squared should have stayed there, right? So you should have had only, what about the 50? So 50 pi, it should be 50 pi. No.
Like that?
Yes, because you got the 50 here, 50 stays on this side of this. So 50, now the pi cancel each other out. The pi's cancel each other out. The top pi and the bottom pi cancel each other out. So I'm going to cancel it for you. Now you could easily do it. So 360 times 20, then divided by 50. What is the answer for that? That should equal to r squared. So what I could do is get my calculator. 360 times 20, that gives me 7,200. 7,200 divided by 50. Your answer should be 144. But 144 is only equals to what? What is this equals to? R squared, right? So how do I find R now? R is equals to what? This is square. I have to take the square to the other side. What does it become?
Square root.
Square root. So square root of 144. Now I know my R is equals to 12. Square root of 144 is 12. So R is now equals to 12. So my radius is 12. So now I know each of those lines are 12 centimeters. Now using this information, you could now work out the perimeter of this whole thing. So to work out the perimeter, we use the different formula. First we find, we do angle, which is 50. Oops. So I'm going to do it here, 50 divided by 360. Then times 2 pi r. 2 pi, 12 is the r, plus 2r, so times 2 sides, so that's going to be plus 24. And that should be your answer. So the answer should be, let me just quickly do with my calculator, 360 divided by 2 pi times that, plus 2 times r. It should be 34.5. So the perimeter of this whole thing is 34.5. Okay, did you understand how I did this?
Yes.
So let me go through it again clearly with you. Let me go through the whole thing again clearly. Okay, so we know to find the area of this, we use this formula, right? So we use A over 360 times 2 r squared, right? 2 pi r squared. R, not 2, sorry. Why have I got 2 here for? That's pi r squared to find the area. So, first of all, this is the formula. They're saying A is 50 divided by 360. Pi stays the same, as pi is 3.14 always, but we don't know the r, so we keep r squared, we don't know. And they're saying all this area adds up to 20 pi here. So that equals to 20 pi.
Yeah.
So now I rearrange the whole thing. The first thing I will do is take this to the other side. So I've left with 50 pi on this side, 50 pi r squared. R squared equals to 20 pi times 360. Times 360. Now, what I do is I have to separate the r from the rest. So I'm going to have r squared equals, I have this answer, 20 pi. I'm not enjoying writing this. I'm just going to put dot mean times 360 divided by 50 pi. I have to take the 50 to the other side. If it's a times here, if I take it to the other side, it becomes a divide. So 50 pi, right?
Yeah.
So now, what I could do easily, let me use a different color. I could cancel out the pi's. So this pi could cancel out this pi. So now I'm left with 20 times 360, which was 7,200. Divided by 50.
Hmm.
That gave me my r squared as 144. If I put that into the calculator, I get 144. Now I have to find radius on its own, because this is the square. If I take it to the other side, it becomes the square root. So r is now equals to square root of 144. And which means one square root of 144 is 12. So my radius is now 12. Now using the radius, I could work out the perimeter using this formula now. So again, A angle over 360 times 2 pi r. That's the first part. Then add the two sides of this side. 1 and 2. Oops. And this. So that's, we know that r is now 12. So we just add 2 times 12.
Yeah.
So now I know my angle here is 50. I'll just change the A to 50, put this into a calculator, and I should get 34, perimeter should be 34.5. Does that make sense? Because my R here is also 12.
Yeah.
Is that clear? So
Yeah.
all this is getting recorded. Please go over it to understand how we done it. So if you must remember the formula. In the exam, they won't give you the formula. So to work out the area, you use this formula. To work out the perimeter, you use A 360 times 2 pi r plus 2 times the 2 radius.
Hmm.
So please remember the formula, then life will be easy for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you do this side, please. So the length, calculate the area of the sector. So how will you calculate the area now? So
I don't do the same thing. I don't do angle over 360.
you have to do angle over 3, but you have to find the angle as well. So how will you find the angle now? So they gave you the arc. They gave you the 2 perimeters. I mean the 2 radius size. So what formula will you use to find the angle?
2 times pi times r times, no.
So first you have to find the angle. First find the angle for me. So write the
Just
formula
do-
down to find the angle of the, all right, write the formula down to find the perimeter 2 times pi. Okay, that shouldn't be hard actually. You could easily, what is the formula for the arc? What formula did we use to find the arc? Only the arc.
Pi times diameter.
No, what did we do? What formula do we use to find only this side first? So write me the formula to find only this side. What's the formula for the arc? So you do angle. What do you divide this angle? What do we divide this angle by? So let's call this angle for now x.
360.
So x divided by 360. Yep. So write it down. If you're not writing, I'm not sure what's happening. Write it. So x divided by 360. Try to write it small so we've got more space. Then what do I times this by? So, so and then times this by what to find the angle?
Diameter?
What was the formula? what did we use as a formula to find the, only the arc, this perimeter?
Times pi times radius squared.
Not radius square. That's the area. We're looking for the perimeter now. Pi times radius square was for the perimeter. Remember the circumference of a circle. So we times it by the formula for circumference of a circle. What was the circumference of the circle? So you need to
2 times pi times r.
That's it. So you put times 2 times, we'll put next to it 2 times pi. And what is r here?
12.
12. So 2 times pi times 12, yes. Equals to, what should that be equals to?
The angle.
Not the angle. If I use this formula, what perimeter does it give me?
The circle.
Not the circle, it gives me the arc, this size of this, right? That gives me this size. Now, if I want to find the full perimeter, then I add up 12 and 12, 24 again, right?
Yeah.
This formula gives me the perimeter of this side. So it's going to be equals to 18. Now, using this, find x. Using all this, rearrange it and make x the subject for me. So rearrange this whole thing and make x the subject. I don't know. I haven't got a clue what you're doing. I really, you keep on, no, why have you got, you're just jumping, you're not doing things slowly. We've done rearranging so many times, you still keep on forgetting. I really don't understand. What's the first thing you should have took to the other side? So why are you doing divide now? I don't understand why you're doing 2 divide. Instead of writing, yes, that's fine. But times what? Why 12? You are, I think we need to go back and do rearranging with you again.
Mm-hmm.
You keep on forgetting rearranging. The first thing I would have done, let me clear all this. The first thing I would have done is, I know this is a divide of 360, right?
Yeah.
I would have just taken this to this side. So I would have had, on this side, I've still got x left. I've still got 2 pi. And I've got 12. Then that will equals to 18 times 360. That's the first thing I would have done. So I'm not jumping straight away. I'm not writing x equals. I'm not writing x equals straight away. I'm showing them the step. Now what I could show them is this is x times, right? Now I could show them, now I could write x is equal. So I'm not jumping straight away. X is equals 18 times 360 is, what's 18 times 360? Let me just quickly do it. 18 times 360 is 6,480, 6,480, yeah? Now I could show them is I'm going to bring this to this side. At the moment it's a times. If I take it to this side, it becomes a divide. So I have 2 pi, I could just write, instead of writing 2 pi 12, I could just write 24 pi. So 2 times 12 is already 24. Then I could just write 24 pi, right? Now I could do it easily. I could do it in my calculator. I could do 6,480 divided by 24 pi. 12 times 2 is 24 pi, and that will give me my angle. So my angle here, x now equals to, let me just quickly do in the calculator, 85.9. So that makes life much more easier. I'm not straight away writing x equals. I'm showing them how I'm doing it. So I've done this first. I've got the answer. Then I'm showing I'm taking this. Look, this is a time. This part at the moment, is timesing it with x. If I take it to the other side, it becomes a divide. So now I do 648, so 0 divided by 24 pi, because 2 times 212 is 24, pi is left. So now my angle x is 85.9, right?
Yeah.
Now, using 85.9, I could work out the area of this whole thing. So, to work out the area, I'll show them a different formula. So this time will be x over the angle. That's, I'm not looking for the perimeter now. Now it's going to be pi r squared. So I use this formula and find the area. So here, my answer will be 85.9 divided by 360, then times it by pi, and my angle, radius is 12. So 144, but 12 squared is 144. And that will give me my area. The area should be, if I do this, 12, the area is 108. That's it. So you have to please remember those formulas. So this formula is for the area. Remember this. I need you to memorize this now. This formula is for the area. And for the perimeter, first for the arc, to find the arc, the area for the arc is, I need you to memorize this in your head. So we do again, angle over 360 times 2 pi r, right?
Yeah.
Now to find the perimeter of a sector, or a perimeter of a sector, you do is arc. This is the size of the arc. You get the size of the arc plus 2 times the radius. So radius is 12 times it by 2. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
I need you to memorize those three formulas. Area is, so instead of writing x there, I'm going to write, it's x means the angle. So I'm going to change that x to an a for now for you. So whatever the angle is in that corner, in that sector, a, this is the angle, divided by 360 times pi r squared to find the area. To find the length of the arc, we do area divided by 360 times 2 pi r. And to find the whole perimeter of a sector, we use the arc plus 2 times the two sides, so 2r.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Now, if say, no, it's not, if I have one angle this side, another angle like this, and this one is like 10, then I can't do 2 pi r. I just have to add the two sides. So I'm going to add 10 and 12 to find the perimeter.
Yeah.
Please memorize this, memorize those three formulas. If you don't memorize, you find it difficult understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do one more, then we'll finish off.
Okay.
Okay, the diagram shows two different sectors from a circle of radius 6.2. Calculate the perimeter of sector A. So first, that should be easy. Can you calculate the perimeter of sector A? So you do it. I told you what the formula is. So
I have to do the angle over
360
times pi times 2r.
Yes, 2. So it should be 2 pi r. Then plus the.
No, so it's 2 pi r, not 2r.
Yes, we do 2 pi r. And then you do plus 2 times the pi. So that will give you the arc. Then to find the perimeter, the answer for the arc plus 6.2 plus 6.2. So go on, you do it.
I have to do times 2 times pi.
Sorry?
So then I have to do the answer 56 over 360 times 2 times pi.
Yeah, so 56 over 360, yeah, times 2 times pi, yeah, what?
0.973.
Is that your answer? Let me see.
No, and then I have to times it by the radius, which is 6.2.
So you have 56, oops,
So I have 6.032.
56 divided by 360, that gives you 0.15. And 2 times 3.14 times 6.2 times 0.15. So the answer should be 5.85. The arc size is 5.85 using this formula. So using this formula, that sounds right. This side is 5.884. Now what's the perimeter going to be?
The perimeter is 2.
No, why have you got?
That's for a circle, right? And then
No, why are you writing this again for then? So you know, how do you work out the perimeter of anything? You add up all three sides. So we found
yeah,
out the arc side is 5.84. So you add up 6.2, 6.2 as well.
Hmm.
Perimeter means you're adding up all three sides now. So 6.2, then 5.84, that's it. So your perimeter should be, if you add up all those numbers,
18.24.
18.5. So the answer should be 18.5. I think I didn't put the last couple of digits. So that's fine. Now, the area of sector B is 48 centimeters squared. So calculate X. So now you're going to use a formula to calculate X. So calculate the angle. So use that formula of area formula again. So they gave you the angle and radius. Now work out the area. So what formula
So
will
we have to do x over 360 times 2 times.
no, why two? Why two?
I thought it was 2. It's just times pi times r.
The pi, because this 2 pi is for circumference. It's just area is pi r squared every time. Pi r squared. And what should that equals to?
That should equal
X, where
Wait, no.
why X?
The
You're looking for X, so that what's the whole area the same? What's the size of this whole area? That should equal to 48.
yeah.
So now you rearrange it step by step and you find the angle X. You find X, make X the subject, but rearrange it slowly. Don't jump.
So it's x equals 360 times radius squared.
No, not radius squared.
No, times 48.
Yeah, not 48. And this all this should stay on this side. Yeah, 48. So what's pi should be, and R is 6.2. We know that.
Hmm?
So you should have had, see, you're straight away jumping. I would have done here, instead of writing XA straight away, I would have wrote, let me get my pen out. So I would have wrote here, pi R, we know is 6.2, so 6.2 squared times X. Now, if I want to divide it, if I want to do things, everyone knows, I'm not straight away writing more X's. I'm doing it step by step. If I just write it like this, then you're going to confuse yourself. You don't know which one to move around. The first thing you've done is move this, and this all stays as it is. Now, I could do is get the answer for this. 360 times 480, let me see, 48, 360 times 48, I get 17,220. 280 actually. Now, what I could do is take all those. Now I could write x is equals. I could take all those underneath. So now I will divide it by pi 6.2 squared. So now I've taken those parts and left x on its own. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, what question was it? Okay, now, if I now do this whole thing, I put it into my calculator. The answer you should get is, angle size is 143. That's it, angle is 143. So you got the formula, that's fine, the formula was right. Then you rearrange everything. So when I rearrange it, I get this, that's the first step. Then I separate the x on its own. I move this to the other side, and that's the second step. And then put it into my calculator, and this is my free. This is where my free marks is. So I get 1 mark for showing this, 1 mark for rearranging it accordingly, and 1 mark for getting the correct answer.
Yeah.
That's your 3 marks. Is that okay? All right. We're going to try to finish. We haven't got much left. I want you to do an exam paper as well. Maybe Saturday we'll finish this, and then 1 hour we'll go over a past exam paper. There's only a couple more, 4 more questions left. We could do it in.
Okay.
So 10. Yeah, we've got 4 more questions. We'll finish it in 40 minutes, and you'll do an exam paper. Okay. Have a nice day, and I'll see you on Saturday. And I'm going to send you the recording once it's finished.
Okay.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you.